Hello, happy Friday, happy Spill the Beads with Joyce Trowbridge and Soft Flex Company. How are you doing this fine Friday morning? Hello, Dana. Hello, Melissa. Good to see you on here. Can't wait to see everybody. And Nisa, welcome. So many wonderful. We're getting going. Maria, I know we had a late, like a little bit of a late going with the announcement of it, but I am here on Fridays at 9:30 Pacific time. Almost said PM. 9:30 a.m. Pacific time on Fridays on Softflex Company's page and through the VIB group. Hello. Good to see ya. Popping on. Hello, Zach. Great to see you. Hi, Pamela. Wonderful to see you on. Oh, and on our YouTube, for sure. So you could see us on all those places. Today, we're going to take that artisan clasp that I made and turn it into a focal. Well, it's going to be a focal, but it's going to be like a partial focal because in getting the stuff out, I still had my Brave spoon with the piggies from last week, and I kind of like the colors together. So I thought maybe I would mix the two. We're going to see if we could do that. Hello and welcome. Good to see you all popping on. Thank you for making my wonderful Friday even better because I get to bead with you. Let's get started on this, huh? We're going to use those art. If you missed it before, we did a spill the beads going over how to make artisan clasp. I made a one with the toggle style with some crystals and some drops. We also showed it off in the kyanite. And then we had the button style, which makes a great artisan. So that is on one of our past spill the beads. I almost said beans. That's funny. You just ordered your piggy beads. Awesome. Piggy beads are wonderful. And then this we did last week with piggy beads. And you can find we email updates of the blog. You can find the replay through that. You can find it through our Facebook page, and we can find it on our YouTube playlists and catch if you want to make something similar. Let's go and have some fun. Let's switch over so you can see. So I have my little pendant that I made last week and the clasp that I made a couple weeks ago. I have some extra piggy beads from doing this so you can get yours too. And then I have a couple of the extra drops. These are Iolite Briolette drops. Some beads that I pulled out of the specialty bead mix, which is this one right here that you can still go grab. And some crystals that are left over. Since I used some crystals there, I want to put a little bit in the necklace to kind of pull it all together. I have my delicas in the dyed dark mauve because that's what I used in my piggy bead component. And that's what I'm going to be using today. I am going to, since I used the bone on this part, I'm going to use Soft Flex medium in bone. That is from the specialty trio. The trio comes with the antique brass, the champagne, and the bone in the 019 medium wire. And then, of course, I have some trusty sterling silver 2mm crimps. And I have some of my components left over from my kit. So I have a couple jump rings that I might use. That's really it, because there's earrings, but we're going to focus on a necklace. Let's lay this out a little bit. So I want to mix these goldy browns in with this. So even though this has none of it and neither does this, I want to kind of mix them together. And to do that, oh, and then my last little thing, I'm sorry, I have some non-tarnished 22 gauge silver plated wire, because since this is made out of wire, I kind of want to incorporate a couple links with that to kind of give it that, go with that flow of that artisan look. Get a little bit of these. I really like these vials of Delicas because it's the only time I've ever seen them with a screw top, and it's so nice to be able to just get that lid on and off so easily. All right. I know, it's the little things that fascinate me. And while you are looking for all those wonderful things, we got links in the comments. You can also shop in the holiday section. All the spring and green things are on sale for 20% off right now, which you could totally do this in greens, and it would make a really fun piece. So I am going to expand my pendant by using this one, and I'm going to make a little link right there. I'm going to add a crystal on either side, maybe. Oh, I don't have two of those, so maybe I won't use that crystal. Maybe I'll use the squares, the little squares. Those are cute. And I think I'm going to put one of these on either side, and I'm going to make a link. So I like long necklaces, so this is going to end up being a very long necklace, because that's how I roll. So let's cut off a piece of, as far as tools go today, I am mostly going to be using my crimper, but I do have some chain nose pliers, and I have my magical crimper if I decide that I'm brave enough for that today. I do have this, that I'm brave, fearless, and strong. I need to remember that, so maybe I will do my magical crimper. And a pair of cutters to cut the wire. I am going to be using my round nose pliers right now with my chain nose pliers and cutters to make the link, and I'm going to do that with the 22 gauge non-tarnish. I just cut myself a piece off just to make it simple, maybe about 6 inches. Let's move this out of the way so that you can get focused. Hopefully it'll focus on this, right? And usually I'm going to do a wrap loop because I'm doing 22 gauge and it is for the pendant. And I like to kind of go down about a half of a finger down, twist away with my pliers, up and over with the wire. This is how I do them. Either you make your wrap loops however you feel fit. And then I reposition the pliers and finish the loop. Before I start wrapping, I am going to connect it onto the loop at the top. I'm going to hold on to the loop with a pair of chain nose pliers and wrap. Hello, Nancy. Welcome. And I got that first loop. Now I am going to add my beads. And this way, I'm kind of incorporating the colors better and the beads together. So now they look they're starting to look a little bit more cohesive. But as I add more, it will. And then I'm going to finish this loop. Extra wire. Some of you might know this trick because it is a common trick, but it's not that common. So I still find that some people don't know this trick, especially with the 22 gauge. I notice and I did like 3 little wraps on my wrap loop there. You try to get as close as you can, but you can never get that little end, flush. You can get really precise cutters, and it helps some. And you can use your chain nose pliers to push that in, but we're going to use the crimper, and I'm going to use the eye of the crimper, that little rounder part, that first little groove, and just kind of round it in by just going along with the curve and just rotating it in with that and around and around and around, and it just pushes that in a little neater. I know I did kind of get in there. You don't want to crack the bead, so you do have to make sure that you are only getting that rounded part, and it only works if you have a long enough of a wrap. If you do anything smaller than 3 wraps, it's not really enough space for the pliers. So that was a good point to point out. That is a good little tip to point out. And I just like to round that out a little bit and make that a little better. Good morning, Amber. I mean, part of it is I got ready. I already started because of the fact that I had this already made and my clasp already made. So there's that cheating of getting started with that. But my first little beaded part there. And now I have this beautiful long pendant for my going to be long necklace. Now I want to put this, I'm going to bring it down. I know I'm going to, or maybe go to the side. Maybe we design it this way so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I want this kind of way over here, and I'm going to attach it let's see. I think I'm going to attach it with that's going to be around that part, and then this will go in this part, and then I just need to connect like that amount. So I could do this a couple different ways. I could do this as a separate section that I then attach to the loop up here, or I could do one whole thing that I loop around. It kind of depends on what I, kind of want to do for it. If I want to do links, partial links, then just connecting it in two things, it's going to give it more of a V look or Y look, which is good for the long necklaces, I think. But if I was making this as a shorter necklace, like if I wasn't trying to get the length going for me, I probably would want to just string right through this loop. Because of that, I'm going to adjust my loops. Right now they're in the same plane, and I'm going to adjust it so that they're in opposite, so that I can attach from this side of the loop and then from this side of the loop. Hi, Rosalinda. Yeah, thank you. I know, Maria. Sometimes I forget about it too. Oh, the mighty, yes, the front part of the mighty crimper is great for closing the crimp covers. Yeah, because it's larger. It's wonderful, particularly with the 3mm ones. But it is large enough even for the 4 to not really mar it as much. Yep, that's fabulous. It's. I always find it fun when you can learn another way of using a plier, especially when that plier is specific for one thing, and then it's like, ooh, I now have another reason for using this, a different way to use this. All right, so I'm going to connect a piece of, I think from here to here, I am going, on this side, I'm going to do the beading wire. So I am going to connect a piece, and I'm cutting off a piece that's about a foot. It's too long. I don't think I want it really the clasp a foot away from it, but I want to make sure I have plenty. And the little small bits I will turn into something else, because we do that. We can make little dangles with those small bits. We can make a make some earrings with the small bits. I mean, there's so many ways to use the little small bits. We can use them as the fillers for the magical crimper. I mean, there's just a lot of ways to use up those little small bits. So don't be afraid to cut more than you need to make it easier. So I'm going to attach this one, and I think I'm going to be brave like my spoon has told me, and I'm going to use my magical crimper. I haven't used that for a little while on here. I've gone through, I mean, I trade off, depends on my project, right? So like on this piggy, I just flattened them because it was easier to get my chain nose pliers in there, and that looks fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It gives a little sparkle of silver is all it does. But in this case, I think I want to round it with my magical crimpers. Get that up there. I want a little bit of a loop. So I'm going to get it into that groove, making sure none of it's sticking out, that it's totally inside my pliers. Squeeze down, and you get that first little ravioli look. And then rotate it. Squeeze down again. Then you just keep rotating it until it is the round circle that you want. And don't worry if it doesn't look that great the first time, because sometimes it doesn't, or even the 200th time. You know, I've done some and then I go back and it's like, oh, that didn't go as well as I was hoping. I'm going to cut off that little. Did I use one whole strand when doing the... No, I did them as separate. If you look at it, let's use this as a pointer. I did from the inner one is one whole one. I only crimped up here though, but I did put another crimp down here so that it was cohesive across, so that it, you know, they wouldn't stand out. So I did put another crimp at the bottom and crimped it, even though it's not holding anything, but this one is, the wires are crossed through that. And then I did the same thing with the loops. Then I had a second one and went around and crossed up here. So in this one, there's not only the two going across, but also an extra loop around to make the loop. So yeah, two separate ones. I mean, you technically could do just one, because you could just kind of jump from one, like in bead weaving, a lot of times you jump from one hole to the other and it puts a little thread on the outside, but I find that the wire shows up a little bit more than that thread, right? So that's why I did it as separate. And I have the crimps, so I might as well use them. All right, so that's on there. That is ready to go on this side. And I'm going to bead up until I get enough, and then go to my bar of my clasp. So I want to make sure I get some crystal in. And I think I want to, oh, you know what? I'm going to add a delica before I do that. I'm going to add a couple delicas to bring the delica back in. They have larger, they're such tiny beads, but don't be afraid of them. They have larger holes than they appear, and they go right on to the 019, no problem. You just kind of have to like poke at them, and then they'll go on. Oh, what is, that's fine. Oh, you are, Maria, that's true. Those memory wire finishing pliers are fantastic to make for wire work. Yeah, they're great for the memory wire because they're more sturdy, so you can make the circles better with the stainless steel. But the using the in wire loop, so that your loops are the same size, yeah, I love it for that reason too. I'm with you on that. Mm-hmm. Let's make some pretties. Let's add some. I think in this case, I'm going to use the piggy as a bead cap instead of its piggy form, just to bring it in without having to with without having to use both holes. It works great as a bead cap sometimes. And then, oh my goodness, where are the holes on this? This could be anywhere on here. Just pick a hole in those beads, Joyce. Mm-hmm. 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 And just going to bead up some pretty beads to go up into the toggle bar. Let's see. Oh, I want to pull. I want to add, gotta make sure I add some of those delicas in so that I'm bringing up that color. Don't want to forget that. So let's do that again. Mm-hmm. Do. Put those beads on one at a time. I know you can find some really. Hey, welcome. Not a problem. Sometimes I understand that mad cleaning time. Sometimes you got to do it. Now you can take a break and get some pretty beads in your world. I am turning my artisan clasp and my brave pendant into a long necklace. And using that special clasp in the front so that it shows off. Show off that hard work, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I like is that these piggy beads and the AB finish on these crystals really help pull the goldy tones and the lavender tones and the different whites together. And I think, okay, I'm gonna do this off camera. I want to see where that hangs. Do I want the clasp there yet? Nope, I want to put a little bit more. I am going to go with maybe a few more beads here. Let's see. Some of these crystals. Oh, there. Oh, okay. Nope. I want a little crystal there. I want a little delicate there. And then I think I'm going to switch over to the rondelle in this case. No. Nope, I love it. I'm going to just go with it. This is what I want. And do I add this to bring that dark again? Or is that too dark? Maybe I do. That one's not as dark. Maybe I do this one. Maybe I put that in between. Do what I want. Yeah, you know, I try to do what I want. I think. Put these on backwards to get that to kind of sit better. All right. Okay, I'm digging that. Nope, just one. Just one. Now, since I am going to, okay, I'm going to go into here. I want a little bit more. I want to make sure, because I want this to be easy to go into here. So we need something like thin-ish here. We don't want it too chunky. Like if I was to put this right here, it'll be really hard to put in because this is a larger one. So we're going to go up a little further, and we're going to make sure that we have like thinner beads there. Absolutely. International Women's Day, we get to be ourselves. I mean, we should be ourselves every day, but sometimes it's hard. And we wear so many, as women, we wear, as people in general, but for sure on women, we tend to wear multiple hats. So it is sometimes hard. Absolutely. Okay, there we go. I think that's a good spot. Oh, yes, I think that is exactly where I want it to go. Okay, now we need a crimp. I know I put a second crimp down, but I lost my crimp because I spilled the beads. So let's find another crimp. Let's get a couple little crimps out. Spill those beads all over the mat. We have some organization, but we need a little bit of chaos on my mat, or it's just not me. All right, pull that. Look at that. That's going to go great. I wish I had a little bit more eyelight to stick in, but well, we're going to put those in, so that will do it. And ravioli, then rotate, rotate. There we go. Make sure you don't catch those little, if you put delicas next to this, you can crush them. So make sure that there's plenty of space between the delica and your pliers so that you don't smush them. and crack them and break them because they are all little tiny itty bitty glass beads. Oh, well, welcome to the Spill the Bead Club, Nancy. All right, so now this is going to go into there, and that's going to go around the other side, but I'm not going to do that part yet. I want to build up from this side. And I want to make, okay, this is definitely a project that is going to get finished off camera because I'm adding to this. It's so awesome, right? So of course, so I'm going to do another little piggy little component. With some of the eyelite, and I want to do it so that it's kind of opposite, but not directly opposite. Like I think I want it to be around this section, you know, like not as close to that, but so I'm going to take my little end that I had, and I'm going to basically do my little, and do a little component. And I have how many of these? I have 6 left. So technically I could make a piece that is the same size, but maybe I want to use 2 of these for something else. So maybe I'm only making 4. Let's see. Maybe I go like 2, 2, 2, 2. It's never too late to have a good day beading with us. Put that one there so that they're more even. All right, let's go and get through here. We're going to add a delica and another piggy, and I'm making sure I'm going through the outer hole right now of the piggy. Oop, but I want them to go in the same direction. Oh, I want to make sure, yeah, there we go. And then another delica, another piggy. Oh, make sure you put the piggies on in the same direction, Joyce. There we go. There's that side. Now I want to do a crimp, and I am going to make, now I'm going to go the opposite direction. And one more crimp. Are the best crimps in the world. I will tell you, if you have not tried them yet, you need to get them. Yes, they cost a little bit more because they are not plated. They are sterling silver, but they are, because of that, they're more malleable, so there's more chances of success. Okay, that is a pretty component just like that. do I want? Mm, 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 mm. Okay, I'm changing the way I'm going to do this because I like this idea slightly better. We are going to make a loop here so that I have a loop to link. And bring that to the center of this wire. I'm going to only use the outside. Okay, like that. Yeah, I should have put okay, we're taking everything off. Okay, going back. This is an extension to the our piggy demonstration last week. Using the same techniques, so just using it a little different. Chain those pliers. Oh my goodness, that would startle me too. Okay. Look how pretty that, the way those hung was so nice. I'm just putting them one delicate in between each hole, and I'm using the outside hole of the and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side of the piggy. We need to get then thinking that I go, oh, I did not even think about this aspect because these are tiny briolets that have small holes. I should have realized that they need the Owen 4. I know better. So those are going to get put on with we're going to do something with wire so that those fit. All right. We're just going to do crystals with this. We're going to go crystal. Of course they want your attention. Cross between a crimp. Let's go down. We want the loop to be down, so we need to make sure that we position it right before we close this up. Oops, forgot a crossing that crimp. Make sure. And then loop around, make a loop at the top for things to connect. Exquisite. Crimp that crimp. I'm going to just flatten it just to make it easier on myself. There we go. I like how that turned out. That's going to be a good component for the other side, keeping with the whole artisan style. I'm going to have this up here. Now I'm going to do I'm going to grab, yes, Peach Fuzz Color Channel. Who is working on that? I can't wait to see what you're making. I've saw so many great entries in the different joyful beading. I love joyful beading prompts. Ah, wonderful. Can't wait to see what you make with your joyful beading prompts. Okay, so we're going to do a little circle of crystals. 2 goes with the roundness of everything, and I'm going to use rondelles in between. Let's see, we're going to do 5 and 5, no, 6 and 6, maybe. I know. I kind of feel the same way. I'm glad that I haven't used them up. I keep finding more reasons to use them, but I'll tell you, we keep having projects with more and more of the fun crystals. I am going to make a loop and wrap that loop. Yeah, I had a little bit from the snowy day and the love notes. So I've been kind of like, I piled them up after my projects that I've done. I mixed my clear ones together. So some of them are from the love note. Oh, come on. I know you fit because we've done it before. Well, best laid plans. Maybe I have to go to 26 for this. I had them on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. The AB ones are great. Yes. Do we need to see if we can get more? Who else out there wish they had some more of these crystal beads? Do we need to see if they're available still to repurchase? I know Dana would like some. Anybody else feel like they would like some more? Because they just add a nice little touch to different projects, right? They're great little, you don't have to do all crystal. You can add them into pieces. Chip. So I'm mimicking that same style that I did with the crimps and the wire, but I'm doing using the 24 gauge craft wire and trying to find as many of these that I can put on. But apparently I might have to go and do another component with 26 because some of these holes are smaller. They are very versatile, and the AB is gorgeous. Well, I will put it in as a suggestion to see if we can restock those again. I don't even know if they're available, but if they are, oh, maybe I just do that. Ooh, okay. Just need one more right here. This one's going to go on right for me. Nope, that one's not going. Okay, I have 6. There, where's the last one? There should be one more for me to try because I had a total of 6. Did I spill more? More? Oh no, I already have 5. That's why, because I have 3 on there already. I just need one more. One more. Oh my gosh, look at the time. Where does the time go on Friday mornings? Well, it looks like we are not going to use, we're just going to use this and we're going to make a smaller. I know they're not behaving, but that's okay. We'll make something different with this. Well, oh, look at this. We'll use these in here. We'll use these so that they coincide, they go with the other beads. And now I'm going to, I want a delicate on either side of these. Oop. Now we're going to, one more delicate, one more delicate. That's pretty too. So when all else fails, oh, they want to go right on top of the delica. Of course they do. Of course, of course. Why would you do it any other way? Okay. Change plans. Then wrap that around. Why do I keep losing? I keep losing one delica because I'm trying to finish this up. I'm gonna wrap that one around here. That's pretty too. I like the other color better, but went over the delica, so I had to kind of change. I'm gonna make a loop on this side. Look at that. All right, so now we got to decide the orientation of these. I'm going to put, do we go in that, like that? Or do we go in this direction? That's going to flip that. Okay. Which direction do you think they should go? Should they go that way? Or should they go this way? Maybe this way, huh? I'm going to use a jump ring. To attach these two. I like to use two pliers, and I actually hold one upside down because I find that it makes it easier for me to open and shut them. It seems weird at first, but when you get used to it, it actually makes life so much nicer because you can get in to tighter spaces. Yeah, I think that is it. The larger one on the top does make it look good. So then I'm going to have them that way. I'm going to attach a new, I think I'm going to keep it down here, this low. I like that. So I'm going to make one more link, I think, right there. And that could be that. Is that a good one? I think that's a good one. Oh, look at the time. We got to go. 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 We're going to do one more. We're just going to take I'm just going to do this. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm going to do a link right here and attach there. And then I'm going to take beading wire from here and go all the way around, adding some beads and some stuff along the way. And you are going to see the rest of it. Let's take me out of solo. Exit solo. You're going to see the rest of it in our blog with it all finished. And until next time, Keep beading, spill those beads, make beautiful things. I can't wait to see what you make with your artisan clasp or your piggy beads or your peach fuzz to go with the joyful beading. Share with the VIB group. Don't forget to grab some wonderful spring green beads for 20% off on our Soft Flex Company website. And I'll see you next Friday for more spilling of the beads. Bye. I did that all so fast. Thomas is still catching up. I'm going to let him catch up. See you later. Bye.